With the F1 livery reveal event out of the way, the team's attention can now turn to preseason testing and getting ready to fight for a championship in 2025. One team in particular that is desperate to secure some silverware this season is Ferrari. They were beaten to the Constructors' Championship last season by McLaren, and Charles Leclerc's attempts to claim a Drivers' Championship in 2022 and 2024 were comfortably brushed aside by Max Verstappen. That last Constructors' Championship from 2008 isn't getting any more recent, and considering how close they came last year, the Scudderia are desperate to make it happen in 2025. With Lewis Hamilton in the garage now, there can be no more excuses, but by the sounds of things, Lewis is feeling very good about the car Ferrari have produced. Today, I'll check out the key things that Hamilton has identified, which Ferrari do far better than Mercedes, and talk about how the first running of Ferrari's 2025 car went at Fiorano yesterday, so don't go anywhere. Ferrari's 2025 Challenger was on track for the first time at Fiorano on Wednesday. The team had been doing some testing of previous vehicles a few weeks ago at their private test track and in Barcelona to dust off the winter cobwebs. The car running yesterday, though, is the one that will arrive at preseason testing in Bahrain next week. The shakedown test of Fiorano gave the team a chance to make sure that the car didn't destroy itself when they started the engine up and put it through its paces. With only 3 days of preseason testing before the first race of the year in Australia, any lost time during those days is a nightmare. The last thing a team wants is to turn up on day one of testing and have to start finding and fixing mechanical issues, which stops them from gathering valuable data on track. The data gathered in Bahrain next week will guide the team's development for the first few months of the season and will help them develop their tyre wear model. Its importance really can't be understated, making these shakedown days vital to a team's success over an entire season. Charles Leclerc was given the honor of the first outing in the team's new car. It was a packed schedule for the two drivers and team principal Fred Vasseur, who were at the Sports F175 livery launch event in London hours before they took on the track for the first time in Italy. Vasseur said Hamilton was emotional during the ceremony at the O2 as he was unveiled publicly as a Ferrari driver for the first time in his home country. However, just hours later, Leclerc was back in his race suit getting to grips with Ferrari's new car over a 100-kilometer filming day run. Ferrari have made some fundamental changes to their car compared to last year, and they'll hope they make a difference in the Constructors' Championship. The SF25 is an evolution of last year's car, but there had been speculation over whether the team would make a key technical change to their suspension to bring it in line with their rivals. Ex-Mercedes engineer Loic Serra had been the driving force behind the change, and the front suspension has been completely revised with a transition from a push rod layout to pull rod. The mechanical advantages are the same, but the packaging offers significant aerodynamic advantages, and it allows for greater control of the ride height and response from the front end of the car. This is because the front suspension can be run softer at higher ride heights, thus offering better grip at slow-speed corners, and stiffer at lower ride heights to give greater stability. The Tifosi were out in force to see the new car with Lewis Hamilton behind the wheel. They were passing around St. Louis and St. Charles cards, perhaps praying that their two drivers will finally return them a championship this season. Lewis, of course, took his chance to get a pic for his socials with the crowd. And while the passion of the Tifosi is always incredible to see, cutting down a tree on the edge of the track to get a marginally better view of the action is a pretty bad look for the fans who cheered as it fell. Though lap times aren't publicly released, and they are borderline worthless at this point of the season, reports from Italy say that Leclerc's best time was around a 56.6, which is 0.6 of a second slower than Schumacher's lap record set in 2004, but about 0.3 faster than the time Leclerc set last year when the team did their pre-testing shakedown day. Again, the times are meaningless, but I thought I'd tell you them so you know. Right, let's move on to what Hamilton has said about his time with Ferrari and the digs he's made at Mercedes. But quickly before then, if you are enjoying the video and want to catch all the news and analysis on next week's test in Bahrain, then make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to F1 Reverse. It really does help us out, so thank you very much. In the twilight years of Hamilton and Mercedes' relationship, the seven-time world champion appeared to become disillusioned with the team, often voicing his frustrations to the media, feeling that the team weren't listening to him. At times, his relationship with team boss Toto Wolff seemed strained, with Toto occasionally having to get on team radio to tell Lewis to stop moaning and to get on with the racing. It was tough to watch and listen to at times, but with his new team, Hamilton is a changed man. He's been reinvigorated by his switch from Mercedes, and the early indications show that he is mentally back at his best. Asked after the test yesterday if he believed he could secure a record 8th title win with the Scudderia, the British driver gave an unequivocal yes. This team already has an insane legacy. They're not short in how many world championships they've won, Hamilton said. In their DNA, they have that winning mentality, but the competition is fierce. We have had great results from other teams like McLaren, Red Bull, and Mercedes. It's going to be close at the top, but I have a great teammate. The energy I'm receiving from the team, there's magic here. It's going to take a lot of hard work and grafting from absolutely everyone, and everyone is putting that in already to achieve it, but it's also about belief. Everyone here dreams of winning with Ferrari, every single person in this team. Hamilton has been working extensively at Ferrari's base in Maranello for the past month, acclimatizing himself with the team, including meeting and shaking hands with all 1,500 employees. What he has observed has left him optimistic, and he was clear when asked if he thought Ferrari were ready to win the championship. Yes, I've worked with 2 World Championship winning teams before. I know what a winning team looks and feels like, he said. The passion here is like nothing you've ever seen. They have absolutely every ingredient you need to win a world championship, and it's just about putting all the pieces together. Of course, with all the passion in the world, you can't win an F1 championship. If that was the case, Frank Williams would have ruled Formula 1 for 50 years before his sad passing in 2021. Having driven his new car for the first time though, Hamilton clearly got caught up in that Scudderia passion, declaring that it was nothing like the feel of his Mercedes cars, highlighting the feel of the engine as a particular highlight compared to his previous cars. It's nothing like the cars that I've had before the last 10, 12, 17 years, Lewis said. It's unique on its own. To feel the vibration of the Ferrari engine for the first time? Wow. That's what I think ultimately put the biggest smile on my face. I'd always seen all the drivers who had come before me in red and how that would look on me, and it's a real honor to wear this badge and suit. I hope I get out and make it look good. Of course, it's easy to get caught up in the magic of a team like Ferrari. While their recent record is pretty disappointing, having been dethroned from Formula 1's elite by Red Bull and Mercedes, there is still something of the essence of Enzo in the team. Enzo begrudgingly sold cars so he could go racing. He put motorsport above money, and that same passion for the race still exists in the Maranello team. If Ferrari can recapture that and channel it this season with the help of Hamilton, then it will make F1 history. Ferrari team principal Fred Vasseur has said that Hamilton has brought a new energy to the team since joining. Perhaps this really is a Scuderia season. Perhaps Hamilton will become the out-and-out most successful driver in F1 history with that record-breaking 8th driver's title. But there is a lot of racing to do before that happens. Do you think Hamilton can inspire Ferrari to victory this season? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you want to support the channel, then make sure to check out our merch store at f1reverse.com to get yourself some sweet motorsport-inspired gear. Until next time, drive safe and bye for now.